kind of weighing the odds here. Is this film going to be one that's going to be inducing great deals of stupor? Or is this one where it's kind of murky and you have to be cleaning your screen off periodically? That's for you to kind of make up your mind. I remember seeing this as a kid. And I remember going in with great deals of expectation and being excited and things like that. With a title like Terror of the Blood Hunters, you can see where I was as a kid. And even you, when you hear this title, Terror of the Blood Hunters, wow, you've got something great cooking as far as the title goes. 1962, yep, important year. This, I think, is Jerry Warren. Hey, there's another thing that should get your expectations cooking. Jerry Warren directed this film. This is one of those films he directed from the ground up. Like it or not. Okay, this is a film that he did the camera work on, he wrote it, he did the music, he edited it. He's not in it, okay, but he's done everything else. He's one of those great auteurs. Now, this film, as far as I can see, and as I was watching it, I was taking copious notes, folks. Hey, I just don't sit there like a dummy, okay? I'm taking notes on these things. This film, I'm thinking, okay, what gave him the idea for this film is multiple. This is one of those great prison escape films. In a way, it brings up, this is an homage to Jean Renoir's Grand Illusion. This is an homage to John Ford's Prisoner of Shark Island. This is an homage of Schaefer's Papillon. Because what does it deal with? Devil's Island type of situation. You have Robert Clark. You remember Robert Clark from The Hideous Sun Demons? Okay. Robert Clark is a painter, philosopher, kind of an avant-garde writer who, because of some of his thinking, gets imprisoned on Devil's Island. Or a Devil's Island-like place. And he is, well, going to have to escape. But anybody who escapes this island has to go through the jungie, as Werner Herzog would call it, or through the jungle. And what is out there in the jungle? Who are the dreaded blood hunters? Now, what we see of blood hunters is kind of cool. One, see a bunch of women dancing around a fire and things like that, and I guess that's blood hunters. You hear these two guys, these camp guards, talking about it. Oh, the blood hunters are out there, you know, and they're horrible folks. We went out to rescue somebody, and when we found him, all we found was a little head, shrunken head. Well, that intimates what the blood hunters are all about. We don't see a lot of that in this film, okay? But that's what it's intimated. Now, what I like about this film, being a Jerry Warren film from the ground up, is one, I love the music. There's some campfire scenes in here where they sit around and reminisce about what it's like to be back in Paris and stuff like that. And man, the music almost made me want to cry. Not because it's bad. I loved it. Music just tugged at my heartstrings. Jerry Warren, he put together some great music to fit along with the great nostalgic views that these guys had about the homeland and stuff like that. Likewise, great dialogue in here. And I wrote down a piece of that dialogue here while I was at it, because I wish I could write dialogue like that. What do we got here? Hold on. Dear film, how do you find Devil's Island? Love, Smokey. Would you like to go there with me? Well, I don't know what that's all about as far as that, but I'll tell you, if I had my map with me, I could show you where it was. You know, just drive a little bit of a pin in there and show you where Devil's Island is. Okay. Now, folks, dialogue. I was watching this, and one of the notes I made to myself is, gosh, I wish I could write dialogue like this. Here's one of the great pieces. It says, anyone tough enough to handle men should be able to handle a woman in marriage. What wisdom Jerry Warren dispenses to us. Oh, I need to think on that. Okay, tough enough to handle men and can handle a woman? I think he's right on that. I think he's got some angles on that. And I thank Jerry Warren for giving me that great wisdom that I don't possess. Jerry Warren has that. You know, if you want to get more of the great wisdom of Jerry Warren, go to the Jerry Warren webpage. There's great stuff there, and great things of people talking about the value they see in Jerry Warren films. We wax nostalgic and just go crazy over the little philosophical discussions that you get in here. There's a great scene in here where Robert Clark is asked by the commandant to come in and visit him, okay, when he first comes into the camp. And he realizes, hey, that's that Steve Duvall guy. He's kind of a revolutionary writer. I want to bring him in. Okay, brings him in. And they sit down and they talk this weird philosophical talk that just doesn't make sense. I love that. I really enjoy that. Okay, maybe it's over my head, you know, that philosophy stuff. Jerry Warren seems to have this kind of a touch with the greater ideas of the world. Okay, and I'm just not ready to accept it yet, maybe. I think maybe some of you might be when you watch this Terror of the Blood Hunters. What a beautiful movie. Stellar black and white photography. Got some great stuff, great music. Great shots of native folks rowing some little dugout canoes around on the river and things like that. Scary movie. Scary movie. Well, folks, if you are having a hankering like I was when I was a kid to see some Terrors of Blood Hunter situations, stuff that really is out of the junkie, I'll tell you, this film is right up your alley. One thing that I would say that this film needs some stock footage from Monster from Green Hell. I think that would make this film even more enticing. So, enjoy this film. Well, another email. Now, I tell you, I got that email address on there, and people, do write me things, and here's Testament, right now, live. Let's see. Are you tough enough to handle a man dressed as a woman? I don't know where I'm going to go with that. Okay. Now, Jerry Warren, he deals with that issue sort of when you watch I Was a Hippie Vampire. Okay. Because there are some issues of cross-dressing and things like that in there as well. So, and that's one we're bringing you. Okay. The Wild World of Batwoman. Well, folks, if you're in for some philosophical discussion, Jerry Warren style, if you're tough enough to handle this film, you're tough enough to handle anything, god darn it. And I mean it. So we're not going to need a hammer, except that we're going to be tough as nails to watch Terror of the Blood Hunter. Roll 'em, Smokey.